What is going on, everyone? It's your guy, Cole Jackson, back here on Road Graders. We're going to continue the preseason breakdown series. We're taking a look at John Simpson, taking a look at how he won the left guard one spot. If you guys are enjoying this, if you guys are looking forward to seeing John Simpson, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're new here. And as I've said before, I'm looking at like 65-70% of my viewers unsubscribed. Hit that sub button so you don't miss any videos drop. I'm going to be doing this all season long. I got some fun previews coming out with some really exciting guests, guys that you probably know. Looking forward to that this week as we get ready for week one. So let's get into John Simpson. As you guys know, they acquired him last year, brought him in to kind of have an early vet competing at the left guard spot with the departure of Ben Powers. And so, we see Ben Cleveland in there at right guard on your screen, but he wasn't really in the left guard composition. It was pretty much between him and Big Sallow, the rookie out of Oregon. Simpson won it handedly. So I want to take a little bit of a deeper look at Simpson. This video is probably going to be a little bit longer. I've got a lot of plays in here, but there's a lot to look at. So the first play here, I probably picked the worst play he had this preseason. It's not even that bad. It was hard to find bad plays. He played that well. But I picked this one specifically because when I watched his Raiders film, I saw a lot of hand issues. So he used a lot of outside hands, a lot of poor hand placement. And so I wanted to see how that translated into this preseason. How much did Coach Joe D work with him? And you're going to see through these clips, a lot of work was done on this. But this was one where I think his technique slipped a little bit, and it's the best example I can give to you for why he struggled in the past with the Raiders. So you're going to see him, we're starting with pass protection, so he's up here going against this, oh my God, 3-tech, sorry. So as you're going to see here, hands are already a little high, player's low. This hand's going to hook inside. This is kind of his go-to. He sticks this outside hand that he's trying to aim inside, and then he uses that outside hand to hook. But you're going to see that's going to land way too high right there, and then watch. See how he ends up getting his hand pushed away, and basically his arms are wide open, giving up his chest, and then you're going to watch him recover with his feet, and you're going to see him do a little bit of a jump back where he's going to jump both feet back right here. And so you see that right there. That was what his Raiders film looked like nonstop. And watch his outside hand here. Almost a hold, but he kind of survives through because he gets his feet moving. Not a big deal at the end of the day. This was the pass interference. I'm trying to say play action. Pass interference called to Zay Flowers. So the ball comes out. I thought he recovered well, but I really wanted to show that as what I thought his hands issues were. So now let's go through some of his other snaps. We're going to start here in the Commanders game. This one's at right guard. The rest of the O-line is going to slide left, and you're going to see him post step. So when I say post step, that's the inside foot. He's going to post step to his left and take on the 1-tech here. So we'll run it through, and then we'll take a little bit of a closer look. And so you see, look at him stunt him. So let's take a look at that. As he kind of comes inside, watch that inside hand. See where it lands? Right inside, right tight, at the armpits. You guys know I'm always talking about armpits. And that second hand right inside. And it's nice and low. And so you can see the defender's arm is on top. So that means he has to try and break down to break his hands. Versus if the hands are too high, he can just kind of, that's where rips come from, right? He can kind of rip under, or he can use this and try and rip under and break the leverage. But as he steps in, he's got a nice wide base, and he's got the leverage in his hands to pop his pad level up, and then he just sits back. So really good work there. Love that he's kind of taking that inside move to overtake a 1-tech. Here he's going to be head up on a 2-eye right here. So we're going to watch. A lot of delays in these clips. Sorry, guys. So again, we're going to see that kind of patented technique. You can see that outside hand is going to hook in here. Inside hand is going to land. Lands a little high, but that's okay because by doing what he does, he's using this outside hand to try and hook him. So he wants to basically turn sideways the way he's doing. And I kind of like that he's doing that because it gives him a little bit of margin for error. So he's going to welcome him outside. And then when he does, you'll see him a lot of times collapse and try and push him out of the back of the pocket. I like that versus giving up his chest and getting driven straight back. So this is something I've noticed. That's essentially how he wins. He's going to land that outside hand inside and then use that outside hook to turn him. And so really good work there. You see him push him out. Beautiful rep. Beautiful rep to kind of overtake the leverage point and make him go where he wants him to go. And this next one, I think we get a little bit of wild hands, but a good refit. Yeah, so here we're kind of getting those struggles I was talking about. He's got white gloves on, so you can see it. So he's doing that hook hand that I've been talking about, but you're going to see this hand go a little wild. So you see it kind of up tight. And there, he's given his chest up, and he's about to get driven, but you're going to see him refit his hands. See how he works his left hand right up, and he's able to, again, he uses that hook hand. This is where this hook hand is so interesting to me. As he works his hand back out, he's going to push with his right hand, inside turn, and that actually creates the scramble lane. So this is what I'm talking about. It's a technique that he's using that's working really well for him. This is probably my favorite rep. So let's watch it through and then we'll come back and break it down. And so this is where his ability to refit even if he loses his base is perfect. So he's gonna, boom, you can see that inside hand. He's got the hook up there again. And then as he tries to break and come outside, because he's got the inside armpit, and why I focus on the armpit so much, the defender's going to bring his inside hand, so this hand right here, and he's going to try and rip under. And so you see the hand come there, but because he's got the leverage point here, he's able to just lean his body down on that because he's, see? That's perfect. That is exactly what I want to see because he's able to take that rip away. So by winning that outside hand and winning it inside the defender, getting it rather than what I saw in his Raiders film where he's landing his hands outside and then he just gets hit like a tackling dummy, he's able to control the rep. So just, I don't know if Joe D, it's something I'd love to kind of see the coaching staff get asked in an interview. Was this a huge focus? Because the difference in last year versus this year, it's just a lot different. This is going to be a really interesting play. You're going to see here on the right side of the commander's line, so you have a 3-tech, a 5-tech, and then you got all the way out here as a wide 9. And they're all coming, right? And so they're trying to force, especially with the setup right now, because they have a tight end here, but he's split out. So you're essentially going to get Falele kicking. Cleveland would be kicking to the 5-tech, and then you'd be asking Mustipher to slide all the way over here to the 3-tech. So you're essentially doing a half-line shift, and that's what they do, right? But what the Commanders do is instead of rushing everyone straight up, they actually loop this guy. So Simpson's going to originally start blocking the original 1-tech, and he has to take an inside step because that was a 1-tech here. And so he's going to block him, and as he's doing it, this guy actually, the 5-tech, loops all the way around to the opposite B-gap. And so this was one of Simpson's best features through all of his Raiders film that I watched. His processing was really good. It was always his technique and specifically his hands. So as Mustipher comes across, you're going to see him pick up the guy Simpson's blocking, and he sees it and comes off his man and makes a good block. The ball is already out, and it's actually this guy breaking through is that's actually Sharp's guy. So it looks like it was Simpson's, but Simpson, it's not an ideal rep here, but that's a tough rep to pick up. But just to see him process that, come off, it takes him so long to loop, he just needs to make contact. So his processing is really, really strong. We are going to get the 3-tech here back at right guard. The 3-tech is going to, let's get forward here. The 3-tech's going to come inside, and you're going to get a blitz from the linebacker. Mustipher comes right, and Simpson's going to make contact here, but then you can already see his head. I think you can see it right here. See his eyes shift to the linebacker and pick up. Good processing, reading around. Falele kind of gets bent around there at the edge. Is that Nolan Smith? Yeah, I think it was one of those plays. So just, again, good processing, something that's worked really well for him. Here we're going to get a Jomo. That's who he saw a lot, number 72 here. So he's lined up as a 4-eye. This was just a play I wanted to show because he's finishing a guy. So he's going to trip on Sharp. Ojomo's going to trip on Sharp. See right there? Kind of gets his legs caught up right there. And he's just going to finish and lay on him. I just like seeing a good finish. So I thought I'd throw this clip in. So he's just going to put his whole body weight on him, take him out of the rest of the play. I just love to see that kind of stuff. So that's a good recap of his pass protection. So I think you guys can kind of see specifically what his technique is. It's something you guys can watch when you're watching the Ravens games. He's going to try and hit that outside hand inside on the armpit and use an outside hook with his inside hand to try and force him outside. And I really like how it worked for him in the preseason. It's something I really want to keep an eye on. So now we're going to get into some run plays to close this out. Something I thought he really excelled at was in zone blocking concepts, and that's mostly what we're going to be looking at here, and I think it's a good fit because I'm expecting a lot more of that from Todd Monken. So one thing I want to start with here, so you can see the Philly D-line is going to shift. So pre-snap, you had a one tech here, and it's zone right, so everybody's taking that right step, moving that way. So from the pre-snap look, it looks like Simpson's going to essentially drive through that inside shoulder and then try and reach level 2 as Sharp would come and try and overtake the inside shoulder. But Philly does them a little bit of a favor, and they're going to shift. So as he shifts, Sharp is able to attack that, and he ends up missing his block. But it gives Simpson a free shot at the second level, and so you see him get out there, turn inside. Imagine Sharp is able to take this. This could have been a darn good run if Sharp's able to win inside. So you can see right here, you want that hat, or his hat's outside, you want his hat inside, taking out that inside shoulder. But what I love seeing from Simpson here is how he attacks that inside shoulder and then turns. So you're going to see right there, and he's going to get his hat across and then start to turn inwards. And the whole idea was to create this exact lane. Simpson didn't make his block, unfortunately. Or Sharp didn't make his block. Simpson did. So looking really good in space there. Good leverage, good attacking. Really like to see that. We're going to see split zone left here. Unfortunately, Salah is the one that blows this one up. But it's a left zone step. We want to see him overtaking that inside shoulder. And he does it really, really well here. Kind of the same idea as the last play. He has his hands up here creating leverage, but he's constantly working his hat inside because it was a zone left. And he's, you can see him right here trying to work that. Unfortunately, Salah, I think he tripped. Yeah, so he gets swam there, and then he can't do anything in the second level. So Gordon cuts, but heck of a block from Simpson. Here we're going to get outside zone left. These are tough blocks, so you can see Tylan Wallace is going to motion, and so the whole idea was for him to motion, try and get some of these guys flowing right because we're naked on this side, and this is going to be outside zone. So we got guys filling gaps out here. So we got basically a 3 tech here, we got a 5 tech, and then we got a wide tech here. So that would mean Sharp needs to get this way, Simpson needs to get this way, and to Simpson's credit, he does. And so you're going to see him slant inside, which is a pretty safe bet given that you have 2 guys out here. They're both not really going to go upfield if there's no tight end here because they'd be filling the same gap. So he's going to come inside. Simpson takes a nice scoop step. And then again, you can see that this is where I do want to see some outside hands because I want to see him hooking to try and get that shoulder and start to turn. And he just keeps moving. He doesn't really do anything too crazy. But that's a tough block to overtake a 5 tech, and he just kind of gets out there and attacks the right shoulder, and he's just going to keep working his hat. You can kind of see him constantly trying to work that hat outside to try and seal, and he did his job. So heck of a block there. Again, that's kind of a few plays where we're looking and seeing him excel in those zone concepts. We're going to see a couple pulls just ended out because I want to show these. So this is going to be your power right. So you're going to get down blocks from the left side of the line, and then Simpson's going to pull inside. and his job is to hit the first man that comes. And so there it is right there. He connects. And then we get another one where we're going power right, but like we looked at in a different video, there's no tight end here, so you're going to get a pull from Simpson and a pull from Ricard. Simpson is a kick-out man because you have no tight end to occupy the play side edge, and then Ricard becomes a puller, and you just see Simpson smash this. Look at this kick-out block. Boom. That was the first play of that Commanders game. Hill went for 10, so really good block there from Simpson. So that's a good recap. I think we took a look at the pass game, really where he excelled and why he excelled, and then you're seeing him excel in the run game as well. So I'm really excited to see how this plays out. If you guys like this video, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're new here. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Peace out, everyone.